telling the company that, okay, at this instance, at this instance where Mr. John bought this cake, I don't know how Mr. John paid for this cake, so I just include the missing value there. So the first thing, okay, sales data of an e-commerce. Let's search e-commerce and see. Okay, I don't know. I hope you guys can actually see the site where I went to. You can see, just react, please.
Yeah, we can see the size.
Okay, yeah. All right, so we have this. I'm already on cargo, so I have to. The first thing I have on my list is e-commerce. So let's search e-commerce and see what kind of data sets we can be able to find. So we are seeing a lot of them already, a lot of works that have been done on e-commerce 6 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years, 8 years, and so on. So there are different filters here, right? We have the notebooks of already work. We have their notebooks, we have their data sets, we have comments, topic models that were prepared, like machine models for the data scientists and machine learning individuals, competitions that were carried out on e-commerce data. So this is the data sets, right? Then let's look at this one. 9 years ago is Fasha. Okay, what is the highest? Okay, let's look at this e-commerce data. So this is what we have. And once you come to cargo, you first thing you see is the about. Now, this context, it is typically an e-commerce data set. We have the acknowledgement of the person that the repository it was imported from. We have the inspiration. Then this is like the CSV data. This is the CSV data we have here. It's just one file with 8 columns. One file with eight columns. We have here, it's already indicated that we have 3 strings, data time, and other stuff. So for us to download this particular data set now, all we have to do is this. Go to this download button you can see here. Now it has downloaded as a zip file. I don't think you can see this aspect of what I'm doing. So let me share my entire screen at this point. So you can see this aspect of what I'm doing. Okay, so I have downloaded the data set. I will come to my downloads, right? This is my data. It came as a zip file. I'll just go to my files. Look at it here. So the moment I click on it, I extract all files. Extract. Okay, so I've extracted it, and this is the file. So I just have to open it. All right, so this is what that particular data looks like. As you can see, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of information. It's a whole lot of information. So we have the invoice number, we have the stock code, the description of what was being bought. Okay, this is a lot. Okay. We have the invoice data. The invoice dates rather. We have the unit price, the customer, and the country the person bought from. So I think this particular file contains the data from Europe, probably for like an event, because I'm seeing white hanging hearts light holder here. I'm seeing felt craft Princess Charlotte dolls. So like just different things that were being purchased. So let's go over to the next thing I have on my list here is top 10 richest countries in the world. Let's check if we have any data set like that here. Okay, well, you can see that we can see that for almost everything that we actually want to achieve, like every kind of data that we're looking at, there's actually info about it, right? There's actually info about almost every single thing. This one contains 726 columns. I'm not going to download this, but yeah. So you just have to, the only thing, what you have to do is just basically come here and download, and you see like the entire thing you have there. So for almost every single idea we are looking out for, we have information on them. And we have, okay, more things are coming. All right, let's just keep exploring for like the next 5 minutes. Then I'll hand over to Mr. Sani. We have football, so let's check what kind of data sets we have on football. Okay, we have football match predictions, football events. We have a lot of data sets as well, so we can see that there's like we even have up to the 10th page. Football league starts in League One for 2023-2024 2020-2024 season. So this is what we are having. Where we have the team performance metrics, player performance, match specific insights. Wow, this is a whole lot actually. Like you can just explore several things. Explore so many things. We have the home table, we have the matches, away, home and away, goal, expected goals and all that. This is really nice. So in your free time, just go to Cargo, explore ideas, check different things. The next on our list is mental health. I don't think there's any idea you actually have that if you go on Cargo, you're not going to see for real, because it's like it has a lot. Now we have 1,871 data sets on mental health, even one that was uploaded 2 months ago. So you definitely see, you might, some of them might be very old, while some of them have like revised data that have been imputed. We also have data on government expenditure on education. So let's see if we are going to see anything like that. But now the thing is, the government now might not be Nigeria. Oh. Okay, so this is from 4 years ago. So there's basically no idea that we would be looking for that we cannot actually find on Cargo. That's how large the system is. That's how large the system is. All you have to do is just create your profile on Cargo. Just sign in. So this is my profile. You can also take courses as well. That's how, like, it's when I say it's a very vast system. We have competitions that you can enter, hackathons, different kinds of competitions. Look at the prizes. We have $700,000. We have a lot of prizes here to be won. So this is something you can actually, and I remember someone asked something about building a portfolio. This is a means you can use to build your portfolio, right? Participating in these competitions, getting data from these places, analyzing the data set. At the end of the day, you all you have to do is just upload whatever you have here in your GitHub repository. So when somebody asks for a portfolio, you just share your GitHub link, and the person goes there, click on what you've done, and the person sees it. Let me see if I can share my own GitHub, what my GitHub interface looks like. Although I've not been able to upload as much, just a particular work I did one certain time. So we have a lot. This is like benchmark. We even have the game arena. We have a lot of stuff. We have the data hub where we have data sets. We have learn. We have the cargo learn. Yeah, you can learn different courses. There's intro to programming here. There's Python, machine learning, pandas. So these are resources. This is a resource that you can actually leverage on your own. You can also install this app on your on your phone. You can install it on Play Store. And I don't know if it's available on App Store as well, but I think I installed my own on Play Store. So we have different packages. You have the AI courses. We have things that you can leverage. Like you can go there, check before we go ahead. The person said something about knowing the different tools that can be used for data analysis. We've looked at one, right? We've looked at Excel. So let's go over to let me just see. I think I have some of those tools here on my laptop. So let's check. Let me just give you a little tour of what's my okay. App looks like. So we've looked at Excel. Excel is used for like tables. Excel is used for tables. Excel is used for the analysis you saw here, charts and all that. And we have SQL. So I don't know. I'm supposed to have SQL here on my PC, but let's check. Okay, yeah. So I do. Although I've not like used this particular app a lot because I don't really do SQL stuff. So let's open it and look at how the interface is like. So this is like advanced analysis. It's a lot, a whole lot. It's not responding. Okay, let's give it a little time. Let's see if it doesn't respond. I have to abandon it. Okay. So this is SQL for database and for database management. Oh my god. I'll have to abandon this maybe some other time. But this is what the Excel looks like. And then we have Power BI. We have Power BI, which is used for dashboards. You can also use Excel for visualization and dashboards. But this is like the Power BI. This is what the Power BI interface looks like. Okay. Yeah. So let me just show you something I did a while ago. Yeah. Respond, please. So I'm sorry it's taking so much time. But I just want to show for that person that asked questions about okay. Yeah, so this is what the dashboard looks like. So this is like it's for live dashboards, same thing as Excel as well. So the moment you click on January, we see that the data value here changes. The moment we click on June, it changes again. August, it changes again. So I think tomorrow we'll be talking about how this whole dashboard stuff works. But this is basically what Power BI is, right? And then I think don't save. Okay, this is another tool that can be used. Okay, but this is not like for data analysis, sha, but anyways, let's leave that part. So this is where I'll be yielding my mic for Mr. Sani to speak and to share what he has for us today. So Mr. Sani, if you're here, please come up and drop insight on what you have for us for today's class. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Shiamaka, thank you so much. You have done justice to this. Yeah, I won't talk much today because I'm kind of tired. I'm just coming back from work at the moment. Yeah, thank you so much, Shiamaka. You have done justice to data cleaning. You show us a lot about data cleaning. Even what I don't know, I think I'll still come back to learn from you. Yeah, there's a lot though. So let me introduce myself now. As we all know, still on the existing protocol. My name is Sani Mutari. I am a statistician, a data analyst, a financial analyst with over 5 years of experience working with data and business intelligence tools. In GMAX Academy here, we will train students and professionals in data analytics, Excel, Power BI, SQL, Python, artificial intelligence, and a little bit of data science. Our goal is to help people develop practical skills that can be applied to solve real-world business problems and build successful career in the data industry. Can you guys all hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. So this is our goal in GMAX, and I am excited to have you here, and I look forward to guiding you throughout this learning journey. Thank you. So now let me give everybody a recap of what Ms. Shiamaka has taught us so far, from data cleaning right to presenting a dashboard and everything. So as we all know, data cleaning is a process of removing duplicates, inconsistency, and errors in our data set. You already know what data set is. You have seen it on Excel sheets. Yeah. So why is data cleaning important? Why do we clean our data? Why do we make sure our data is clean before we work on it? As I said yesterday, poor quality data leads to one, wrong analysis, two, incorrect business decision. You'll be giving them wrong value or wrong information about their business if you don't clean up your data. Poor dashboard. Your dashboard might look beautiful, might look fancy, but the communication inside that dashboard is not up to date. It's not what the organization or the stakeholders need from you, because you are communicating a poor information based on you didn't clean your data set very well before working on it. Misleading reports. Yeah, you mislead people with your reports based on where supposed to be positive is negative in your reports. There is what we call data duplicates. There's duplicate of information on your data set which you didn't clean it well, and you are giving us a very bad report. Yeah, because there is something in computer that says garbage in, garbage out. We all know that. Giggle, what you give in, computer will give you back the same thing. You give in wrong information, it gives you back wrong information. So here you need to learn how to clean your data very well in order to give a very good result, and the stakeholder will appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, what are the things we can find in a data set that is very bad or that is misleading people? One, we have a missing value. Yeah, some places you can see is null, some places are empty, some places are, yeah. So we do find that sometimes, or sometimes the problem happen based on the API. Whenever you are downloading dataset from website, there are some that will be missing, or we due to human error. So we humans sometimes we make mistake, we forget some things, and that leads to all this missing value we are talking about. Some missing value are sensitive. You can't eliminate them. You can't remove them out of your, because if you do that, it will affect your total value you are going to get. So you have to play around it. So how do we play around missing value? Some sensitive missing value. One, you either look for the mean, median. Do you understand? Either the mean or the median of that value. This is what you are going to use to replace the missing value, or else you are going to have problem or issue. Another thing again you can do, if the data set is not sensitive or the data missing is not sensitive, you can remove it entirely from your data set. So you can work with a consistent data set, a perfect data set. You either remove it or you look for the mean or the median or the mode of the data to work with. Do we all understand? Are we together? Yeah, I'm giving you an insight on how to go with missing value now. If it's a value you can't do away with, some value are very, very important to the organization, to the market people. So you don't need to remove them. Look for the mean, median, and mode of that value. Then you work with it. So if it's not sensitive or a rule you are not using, you can delete it entirely. It will not affect your data. Good. So another thing we have to know again is the column. Some data sets are up to 50 columns, up to 100 columns. As a data analyst, we normally come across this many times. All these columns that are plenty, you are not using all of them. Some are not useful. Some are not for your information. Some are just there for being basic, something like that. They are not useful. So we do away with that one. We work with the one we need. Out of these 50 columns, maybe what we need is just 10 or 8 or 12 or 15 of it. You pick them, then you work with the one you need from the data set. Are we together? Okay. So that is one. Number two, I said earlier, we remove duplicates. Sometimes there is mistake with data entry. You might enter data number 2, then another place you enter another 2 again mistakenly. You don't know. That is duplicates. You register for customer A. Instead of that, you still went ahead to still register for customer A again, meaning that's 2 entry. So we remove duplicates. Whenever we see duplicates in our data set, we remove it. I think tomorrow I will show you all this before I build a pivot table before you guys, and I'll now present a dashboard before you guys. I'll be showing everything live here. I'll be teaching you how to go from the beginning, what the customer, like for instance, now what a client will give you. Some clients do give you information of their, okay, this is what they need from you. These are the things you are going to work with us and you are going to do for us as a data analyst. You give us the total revenue, give us our expenses, give us our profits, build a dashboard that shows our monthly sales, that show trends of sales over the month, show us the difference between this and this, show us the people, the region which we sell more, which we don't sell more. Tell us the goods that is deficit, like is deficit on our data set, something like that. They will give you information of what they want you to do for them. So I'll be showing you this tomorrow, how to go about it, how to build them, how to arrange your data set before you start working on it. That's for that. So the next thing we'll be looking at is, okay, inconsistent formatting. Yeah, some letter are capital letter, some are small letter. You have to fix it. If not, it will be showing you 2 letters and is representing one thing. So you have to make sure the tallies, they are in the same format. If you are using small letter, you use it throughout. If you are using capital letter, you use it throughout. You understand? If you are using proper, you use proper throughout. So incorrect data type, when you are missing ABC with 1, 2, 3, that is inconsistency. You have to you have to format it in your Excel file. Okay, this place is going to be only numbers. This place is going to be decimal. This place is going to be alphabet. This place is going to be calendar. You know, something like that. Then she talk about outliers. Yeah, outliers is when the range of my value are, okay, let me say salary now. Everybody's receiving $1,000. Then there's somebody receiving $10,000. That's an outlier. Why is the person going out of the box? If everybody's receiving 1,000, it should be 1,000 all through. Why will you be receiving 10,000, $100,000? That is an outlier. You either remove it or you look for a way to sort it out using mean, median, and mode. That's for that. So the next thing you'll be looking. looking at is understanding your data set. What is the business problem? What does each column represent? What is the expected output? You understand? You do your profile checking and the rest. I don't want to go too far because we don't have enough time here. And I think in tomorrow class, we'll have to learn a lot. There will be a lot which we are going to learn. So I think it's time for Shamaka is this person here. I don't know if he has something to say.
Let me ask you, Mr. Clemens, do you have anything to say?
Mute me.
Okay,
Oh.
admin, please unmute Mr. Clemens.
Okay. Thank you so
All
much. Good
right.
evening, everyone. Actually, I was muted, so I've been trying to talk, and
Exactly.
it's all right. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you, everyone, for coming on board. Chamaka, thank you for quite an insightful one. Mr. Zani, thank you for putting the icing on the cake as usual, right? It makes a lot of sense. So they have said it all. Honestly, there's anything I'll be saying now is definitely repetition. Mr. Sani have brought in the perspective I was even going to talk about. Really, handling the missing values, because it's very important. When he was saying it, I was, thank God my mic was muted. I was just laughing here because he's a financial analyst, so he's just thinking of avoiding problems up and down. So you don't handle missing data or values anyhow, because there are certain data or certain data sets that are very important. Just like he mentioned, right, towards the end of his speech, there are certain information or values or columns in your data set that are entirely irrelevant. You understand? Take for instance, when you are trying to take sales record. Now you want to know how much product you were able to sell out, or you sold out within the last 3 months of your sales, right? I don't think you have any need of something like the serial number of the product, except you want to keep that for documentation purposes and all. So stuff like serial number, invoice ID, time, except you want to use that, you have a specific needs or problem you want to use that to tackle. Yeah, you can keep that as a document and all of that, but primarily, so this is how data analysts think, right? I know that when Chamaka pulled up a couple of data, some of us were maybe, hey, what's this? It's plenty and all. So for a data analyst, when you give him a data set, one of the first thing he does before he even began any cleaning is he just try to see all the columns. Okay, what is relevant here? What am I doing? What is it here that I should even take out from first evaluation? I call it first evaluation because this one you're not even yet applying any technical skill to it, right? You're not applying your technical know-how to say, okay, I'm doing mean, medium, mode to replace a missing value. Excuse me. Or I am or I am trying to, all the technical stuff. You are just looking at it to say, I'm trying to ascertain the level of sales that were made in the last 6 months. I don't need invoice ID, I don't need serial number, and I don't need possibly certain information. You take it out even before. So you see that you are beginning to streamline your work. You don't have so much to deal with, so that you don't do analysis and you realize that there's certain, it's too bogus, there's certain information that ordinarily they shouldn't have been there. So yes, so we've mentioned earlier, right, that you cannot do data analysis without numbers. Okay, you must be. I know some of us have phobia for numbers and all of that. Yes, at some point, most of us were like that too. But you are hearing him talking about mean, median, mode, right? So this takes me back to the person yesterday asking us if it's possible to learn data analysis in 3 days. I think Chabaka and even Mr. Sadi have said it. It's not possible. It's just a building a process, and it's something that is supposed to be maintained. Consistency matters. So you learn even on the job, right? You learn even on the job, and then consistency, practice, and all. So I think I'll pause here. But one challenge I'll pose to us is that you have been just you are just been exposed to certain information that it's to an extent we can call it top secrets, because knowing where to get data sets, knowing certain things like the key things to do as a data analyst, uh, before even beginning to employ your technical expertise to do certain things. These are some of the things we've given you this night. I mean, this is it. I'm telling you, there are people that are data analysts there that they do sometimes they do not even have access to some of this information. Some people do not know that okay, I can easily get a data set like this. Others do not know that okay, I'm supposed to do this. So we are just bringing everything all together. So I would just indulge you that you should make the most of the moment, pay attention, and please ask your questions. We are here for you. Maximize this opportunity. Yeah, some of you are brave and courageous enough. You can enter our DMs, ask your questions, we answer them, or if we see that there's need to answer it in the general forum here, we would also do that. So thank you everyone, and I think just like we told you, we want to keep to time, we want to respect your time. So we start 6 and we stop 8:30. So by 8 p.m. exactly, we are beginning to take questions, right? So right now, I know there's a link down in the chat box. So if you have a question, right, you go in there, click on the link, type your question, and we are going to read it out, and then we'll answer it. We'll take as much as we can. Then once it's 8:20, 8:25, we'll just do a general wrap up. We take the perspectives of our mentors, and I'm telling you this now, you're not going to escape a tax, like a real tax. Chamaka have just cleaned a data set, right? I mean, a number of them. So just get ready. You're going to really do some data cleaning between this night, tomorrow noon, tomorrow morning, tomorrow noon, and into the evening before we converge again by 6 p.m. So just make up your mind, stay on the call, and just take notes. The assignment will be given. Everyone will give an assignment, and specifically Chamaka, and it has to do with data cleaning. And you would clean data honestly, and you will come and tell us things you did. It's not just going to be um I don't know if our assignments, the task we gave, did we took it? Sorry, I was on transit to get home. I didn't really follow. So Chabaka, were we able to take the tax that we gave? Because I can't forget
No,
that.
no, no. I didn't
We are not,
remember.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, we are going to do that before we start taking questions. Right? We are doing that now. So what was the first tax and who was able to do it? Indicate, just raise your hand. Let's see. We said that you should find a problem in your organization or just a problem existing somewhere and how data can be used to solve it. So who did something about that? Or who have something to say about that? Even if you did not put it in writing and all of that. Can someone just indicate? We want to know if you are following. Can someone just indicate and say something? And what was the second thing? I think we said how can data analysis. Okay, just check that up first. Let me pull that up and see. So yes, we are waiting. If you have a response to this particular question, just so that we know that are we going to be able to give this one this evening or there's no need since you are not doing the previous ones. So yes, is there anyone raising his hand? Cham, I can just help me check it's quite a number of people.
There's nobody raising their hand though. There's nobody raising their hand.
Okay,
Um,
so okay. Okay, the first question says identify a gap in your organization that you can solve using data analysis. So for people that are working, the working class people on the call, yes, you have a company, you have an organization you are working for, or it's yours. What problem do you think with this knowledge we get from yesterday to today that you can use data to solve it, data analysis to solve the
Okay.
problem,
If I want to
right?
tell us something,
okay, okay.
Okay,
Mr. Clement, someone is
yeah,
raising his hand.
all
Ayobami,
right,
you can speak, please.
please,
Admin, please,
permit the first.
I don't know.
Okay,
Ayobami, check if you can unmute yourself. Ayobami, I'm sorry for pronouncing it the wrong way.
Good evening,
You
ma'am.
can speak. You can speak, Ayo.
okay, yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Good evening, Mr. Ayobami.
Yes,
Okay. After Mr. Ayo, we take Favor, Miss or Mrs. Favor. So thank you. We're with you. We are listening.
to
So first of
the
all, tell us the question you are attempting to answer. We have two. The first one, organizational problems that can be solved using data analysis, and then the second one, find a business problem in your organization where data analysis can make an impact. So it's just potato actually. It's the same thing. So yeah, go ahead.
the first question I'm answering is what the problem that I can solve using data analysis. And as a cashier in a store, data analysis is helpful in helping organize the store intake, the invoice, and uh, the output. When people come to buy, data analysis helps to organize the way they buy it, the way the intake in which I take, the stock record, the invoice, the devoice, the sell out, and the buying.
Okay. Thank you so much. Is it just me or you are done? Okay, I believe you are
I'm done.
done. Okay, thank you so much. That's very good one. Of course, that's a very good one. Well done, well done. So the next person, Favor. Miss
Okay,
Favor,
good
you can
evening.
go ahead and unmute yourself. Just introduce yourself, please, so we get to know each other. Just introduce
Okay,
yourself so that.
okay. Good evening. My name is Favor. So I'm a 200 level student in Paishala University studying data science. So my question, actually, why I'm looking into
Wow,
data analysis.
that's beautiful. Data science, cool.
Yeah, yes, I'm studying data science. But in school, we only being taught the theory. We are not given any practical stuff to do. So that I'm trying
I
I
think
know,
for
to
right?
practical is second semester 300 level, then for 400 level. Yeah, I did same.
Oh, okay, maybe when I get there. But for now, we're only being given theory. So that I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn and to work on data analysis before I finish. So I tried. I think I not get the question very well, like the assignment yesterday very well. But what I was able to get was it said we should look for any data type and just download it on our phone. So I was working. I was having like different let me say some data to download on the cargo. So I was trying to search for, let me say, like my the one I had in mind was let me search for like the 10 richest country we have in the world. But when I tried downloading, I couldn't see actually. But the one I saw when I tried downloading, it was not giving me a CSV file. It was giving me IPYNB file. So I could not open it on my phone. I could not open it on my laptop. So I had issue with that. So now what I'm trying to hear, I think you give an assignment about where you are working and how you can get a data. So, for example, now in a school, let me say in our university now, data set is very useful in various ways. Let me say we want to get the number of students totally in data science department or totally in the school, or want to get how many aspirants there are that are registering for this section or for this semester or for the next section that is coming, or want to get who are still owing the school fees, who are still like having some debt. So data set is very useful in a university. So that's what I have about the assignment. So I don't know if you can do justice to why I saw an IPYNB file and it was unable to open. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, Miss Favor. Well, first of all, I love the fact that you are a data science student. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, you don't expect so much practical. Even in the third 300 level, there's only so much they will teach you. That's how our education system is. But of course, if you're open to learning, you can challenge them, and they will know that okay, you have the desire, and some of them would really push you. But if you're lucky to have very good teachers, yeah, they would open up to some things, but mostly they will usually concentrate around theory, just bore you with calculations, all of that. The practicability and application of the stuff to solve real problems, usually that's the link. That's what the nexus that is usually missing in our schools, right? However, yes, to answer your first question, your concern, right? So IPY, the stuff is a Python file, okay? It's a Python file. So it means the file you got is you were not able to download or install it because you downloaded it, but you're not able to open it because your phone do not have an extension, a Python extension to read the IPNB file. Do you understand? So that's the concern. That's why I think Chiamaka already mentioned, Instructor Chiamaka already mentioned earlier. She pointed out that you really do need a laptop, a personal computer, or a desktop. So sometimes because some of these stuff you need to do it on a larger screen. I mean, yes, I know a couple of people that possibly they do magic on Excel using their devices, but I'm telling you, it's a crazy thing to say you want to attempt this, because Power BI will not run on your phone, even if the version that runs it, there's only so much you can do. Python, that's a no-go area. In fact, forget the modernization and all. If it's not a PC that has certain requirements, you will actually be struggling with that and all. So yes, that's why the file was not able to open. Okay, so you need to get the file on a computer, and not just a computer that has a Python extension installed and all the add-ons before you can be able to view the document. So yes, your answer is very correct, very accurate. Yes, in the school sector, the school is one of the most critical sector that uses data, okay, like in their day-to-day activities. Let me give you a practical example. This nail fund that is going on now, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, how do you think they were able to come about the whole? It's data. The absence of data, the whole program will have not even worked. Because first of all, the nail fund, the commission itself, the first thing they did was to retrieve students' data from all. They started with federal tertiary institutions, right? So they retrieve all the data from federal tertiary institutions. How did they do that? How did we all got admitted to school when we were in school? Yeah, how did we all gain admission? We sat for something called jam. So till for eternity, right? Jam have access to your information. They have your registration number, your school, and from there they can even, based on the year you were admitted, they can even identify and know how um which level you are at the moment, except for strikes and all of those things. So you they pull up the data from jam. I don't know, for some of you that applied, I opened the website and I see some of this information because I wanted to see how they were able to. It was so impressive. I was so impressed when I saw the website and what they did there with data, right? They pulled data from jam one, they pulled data from nin, that's Nigerian Identity Management Commission, and then they pulled data from all the federal universities, such that with this set of data they would be able to verify you for sure. So if you escape jam, you can't escape nin. Your nin, you must match. The whole thing is just connected. So that's how relevant data is in our today's world. So yeah, school is one of the most important sector that uses data. So let me not squander all the time on this, right? Thank you so much, Miss Favor. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in your data science journey and even the data analysis journey. So I think I saw another person that indicated raised his hand, Mr. Duncan. Yes, sir. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Oh yes,
My name is
sorry. Yes. Thank
okay.
you. Someone just commented. You can make use of um you can open the file using Google Colab, but yeah, on your phone, of course. So you can use Google Colab and open it, but yeah, you can do that. You can do that. It should work. So you open your Google Drive or search collab.google.com and slash notebook. That should be able to open the file for you. Yes, you can do that. You can even call
And
the file up.
any file like that is not an Excel file. It's for Jupyter Notebook inside Python.
Good.
You understand? So whenever you want to download a data set, look for the one that is Excel, so you can open it on your phone if you have Excel on your phone or
Yes.
something. You
And
understand?
sometimes if they don't put Excel like on the file or the data set, they'll put XSLX. That is how you get to know that it's an Excel file. But sometimes they do put it. So yes, you can look out for that. But of course, you can explore the Google Colab option if that works for you. So yeah, Mr. Duncan, please go ahead. Sorry for cutting you.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Dunka Jacob. I teach in a school. And so for me, I look at how data analysis can be applied in a school. I think about so many other ways anyway, but the one I was able to come up with um is there's an issue in my school that sometimes I just wonder how um, we can be able to tackle that. But with data analysis, I think it can be tackled. Is issue of textbooks. Students just get to use any textbook and every textbook. that their parents can afford or just feel like buying for them. And sometimes they complain about how boring some of those textbooks are. So I feel like data analysis can be able to come in such a way that it gives some features that probably we can gather from the students that will help to recommend an appropriate textbook that is probably suitable for averagely all the students. Based on those features, maybe pictures, maybe different explanation, less text, less bulky notes, and all of those things. So with those data, with those informations, we can be able to recommend as a or we can be able to get a specific textbook that will be used and suitable for all the students. So that's one area I was able to look at.
Oh, Mr. Duncan Joko, thank you so much. That's quite a wonderful one. I think when we started yesterday, one of the things I emphasized, and one of the things all the other instructors, my colleagues, were emphasizing on is the fact that data analysis or data itself is not just the technicality that matters, but how you are able to use it to solve real-time problems. I met instances where I say you can't bore stakeholders with so much technicalities and jargons. They want to see how what you are saying can solve problems. And so I think that's what he's saying. I think one of the things maybe I didn't mention yesterday was some sources of data, right? How do we source data? Yeah, we showed you one of some how you can source data online, secondary data, and I think Mr. Sani did talk on that. Yes, yes, I remember towards the end of the class when he was giving a wrap up. So we have several sources of data, right? And types or kinds of data, primary data, secondary data. So what you are saying now will become a primary data because you are the originator of it. And how do you do that? You use survey. That's what we call survey, right? The typical example is a questionnaire, right? A questionnaire. But in this case, it can be so developed that you are sure that you tailor it to get this information, get request permission from your school. The entirety of the community of students should be sampled, to say, okay, what do you think you want? Because sometimes that is a very serious matter. Students are not asked, the school just impose and all of that. What do you want? What do you think will facilitate your learning? Get their perspectives, get the perspectives of the parents, get the perspectives of the management of the school, and get the perspectives of the people who are on the field, that is you people, the teachers. you know this will become a very great tool that, in fact, so yes, it's what you are saying is, in fact, it's giving me a lot of ideas in my head already, right? So it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot, and I would even challenge you already to start thinking of something around that line, or implementing something, requesting for permission in your school, and doing something like that so that you solve a real problem. So yes, that's a very valid one, and that's how it works across all sectors. You can gauge employees' dissatisfaction with work, their poor work ethics. You can derive the rationale behind it. What is fueling it? What is the reason behind people coming to work late, despite very good and modest pay? With all the packages and all, why should they come late? How is someone paid well, allowances and all, and is still lackadaisical towards work? There must be certain factors. So this is one of the ways you can channel data analysis. Get the data, put it up, analyze it, see what is happening, and you know that, okay, you can even make it anonymous. You don't want to know who is saying yes or no. You don't want to know who is saying it because I'm always shouting at work, or you don't want to know the names. You just want to know you have 25 staffs in your organization. Out of 25, 15 people are saying the MD is rude. The MD is rude. The MD is not empathetic. All of those stuff. It helps you to get yourself and even take a decision, a data-driven decision, or a informed decision that would help move the company forward. So I'll give Sani the time to comment on this before we move, please. Do we have any other person that is raising the hand, or Chamaka can go ahead and read the questions for us? Mr. Sani, please, your thoughts on this. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like the way you approach the question. It's a good one. You have said it all. You can take a survey, use a questionnaire to ask around. It's even better if you look for similar school within your surroundings. Okay, what type of textbook they are using for that particular subject or this thing you are looking for. Take a survey to one, two, three of them. Then you look for okay, which number of textbook or which name of textbook come appear most. Then you choose that textbook and advise the parent of that student to start using. I think something like it's okay, it's fine.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sani. So, Chamaka, just let's take the questions now. Just pull up the sheet and let's read the questions and begin to attempt to answer them.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to access the sheet now. Just need a minute.
All right, while
Admin.
she's trying to access the sheet, if you have a question, if you know you probably posted a question, just unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and tell us, read out your question.
Okay, I have a question. I heard her talking about when she was talking about data cleaning. She talked about some floods. That's those decimal numbers. I don't know how she ended up with those numbers, even though she talked about the blank spaces, those errors that she had to just go with missing and all of those. So I my question is just for those decimal numbers. How do you deal with that?
Oh, Dunka, can you hear me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So those particular questions those particular decimals that you saw, they were not for the same question. Actually, they were not for the same sheet, and those decimals came like that for that value. It was not the decimal was not imputed by me. Like those values already came with the sheet. Those are already imputed values that came with the sheet. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
All right.
and if I will add to that, right, I think the other part of your question could also mean that when you have decimal or decimal points or places in your data set, how do you handle it? For instance, or a typical example is let's say you are working on a sales data and maybe someone was giving a discount. The stuff is $500 and the person maybe he has a coupon or something and there's a discount attached. So instead of paying $500, the person is paying $395 for instance, and maybe 70 cent point something something, So how do you deal with that, for instance? So the way it works is if you have other numbers too, other columns that have the same decimal, that can work, or within the same column we can decide to do it like that. But in that case, just like Sani, our instructor Sani will always say, when you are dealing with, it depends on the type of data too. When you are dealing with sensitive data, you don't touch anything that alters the original feature or the original posture of the data. You make sure you maintain originality and you maintain certain digits, especially when it deals with digits, finance and all, right? But then there are points where you might need to, so that the data makes sense and it doesn't appear as an outlier and all, you might need to round it up and all. So these are things that you need to learn on your own, study on your own to know that okay, when it's dealing with finances, what are some of the rules in handling missing data or outliers and all of those things. He has already pointed them out. You can round it up if it is insignificant, an insignificant figure, or something that if you drop, it will not become an issue or affect the result of your analysis. You can decide to drop it. When you are using Python, for instance, there are functions like drop NA, fuel, and replace, use mean, median, and mode. That's even another thing. You can decide to use this and do this. So that's how it works generally. that's another perspective to your question. I just thought to bring that up. So I trust that we've trashed your question. Thank you. Chamaka, are you able to pull up the questions? So we have them. We just have 9 minutes. Once it's 8:28, we are stopping. We have to stop the questions
Yeah,
so that we
yeah.
wrap up. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been able to access the questions. So, the first question, okay, we've already addressed this, right? I think it was from Favor, where she said she saw IPYNB file extension. And then the next person said, how do I identify duplicates in a lengthy data set?
Great. We are all here. I would give you one of the ways. Sani, one of our instructors, Sani, Mr. Sani, will also give you one, and Chamaka will give you one. If there are other ones I left out, for instance. So one of the ways, it depends on what tool you are using, right? But we are concentrating on Excel in this class, right? So one of the tools you use is, oh my God, okay, I have a call on. Okay, sorry about that. So one of the tools you, if you are using Excel, I meant to say, if you're using Excel, let's say for instance you have 1,500. Let's say for instance you have 1,500 rows of data. That's some crazy stuff, right? So what do you do? Let's say you have a column called uh, amount, right? Amount, and maybe in the amount, or you have another column called product. So in the product column, you have a list like maybe perfume, you have beverages, whatever the products are, and then you want to know if they are missing data or they are missing information in any of these cells. What you need to do is there are several ways. One of the first ways is, one, highlight that column, right? If it's Excel you are using, I'm talking about Excel. Highlight that column by taking your cursor right to the top of the cell alphabet. Every cell in Excel has an alphabet at the top, A, B, C, D, right? Arranged in columns, right? So you just go there, click it, you have highlighted the whole cell. One of the ways is you do sorting and filtering. That is the easiest, right? You do sorting and filtering. So you can sort from A to Z, or from Z to A, or from 0 to the last number, or from the last number to 0. You understand? So let's say it's a non-numeric value. So let's say you sort by alphabet. You do A to Z. Do you understand? So if you do A to Z now, it arranges for you all the values, right? It arranges for you all the products based on in an alphabetical order. So that will help you now. You are not confused whether there's a repetition or not. That's one. Then you can also do what we call filtering. You can filter. You can now filter to say, okay, you want to see the total number of, when you filter, it creates another this thing for you where you are able to see the total number of perfumes, total number of, say, beverages, total. Do you understand? So you now see, and even the total number of the missing values itself, it will now appear in the filtering for you. Do you understand? So these are some of the two ways. I will now allow Mr. Sani and Chiamaka to take you through some other ways that you can identify missing values in Excel specifically. But one of the traditional ways I would call is first valuation, right? First evaluation. If your eye is sharp, you can actually trace it. Once you've highlighted it, you can scroll. But of course, just imagine if you're working on 15,000. Yes, just imagine if you're working on 15,000 rows, of data. That's some crazy stuff. I mean, you can't possibly want to do traditional method. So that's why we keep learning. You have to keep learning and upgrade and learn some of these things. So yes, please, Mr. Sani, let's have your perspective on this. Thank you.
Okay. So in aspect to that, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple and very, very straightforward. Whenever you are cleaning up your data, one, you first look for any blank space. You fill it up with either non NA, let me say non this thing, or you can use something to identify, like You first click on, I don't know, I think I'll do this more tomorrow if I'm on Excel sheet and I'm teaching you guys. You can ask something relating to that. I'll be able to show you all. You click on Control G, then you see an option that says special. You click on special, you see an option that says blank. Then when you highlight blank, it will show out all the blank sheets on your Excel file. Whenever, if you have blank sheets on that Excel file, it will show you. If there is no blank sheet, it will tell you no blank sheets. Then you can go to option at the top ribbon. You look for data. You see remove duplicates. You can click on remove duplicate. You will see whether there is duplicate, and if there's no duplicate, it will tell you there is no duplicate. Whenever we are cleaning data, it's very, very simple. I think tomorrow we'll take time to clean data, work on it very well, present a dashboard with the data we clean tomorrow. I think that will be a very good way of showing you how these things are done. Okay, good.
All right. So, Chiamaka, I don't think we'll be able to, but just rush the next question. Let's take it because we intend to stop by 8:30. No passing.
Okay, okay, no problem. Let me check. Okay, I think someone asked something about bypassing the subscription phase of Excel. Well, I don't really understand what you mean by subscription phase. But if you're talking about if you're talking about activating your product code, there's a way you can actually do that on YouTube. So if that's what you mean, maybe you can indicate in the general chats like the WhatsApp group. And if that's what you mean, I think there's a link I can share for you to be able to do that. That's the last question for today. Okay, somebody just said how to handle missing data in numeric and non-numeric data. Okay, Koi, please, I think this is going to be handled while Mr. Sani is addressing the whole the top part of the analysis class tomorrow. So I think this is all we have for today. Um, Thank you guys for coming to today's class. I really appreciate everyone that stayed throughout the class till now. And thank you, Mr. Clemens. Thank you, Mr. Sunny. Thank you, admin, for this opportunity to reach out to these students for us to learn from each other and also share ideas. Thank you very much. So we'll be wrapping up today's class here. But before we do that, I think, okay, I'm supposed to add an assignment to the ones you have already. So I would like you to go to cargo.com and then check for any data set of your choice. Just, Mr. Clement, do you want to say something?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All
Just
right.
when you are done.
Okay. So just check for any data set of your choice in Cargo. Check for the dirty things in that data set, whether it's missing values, whether it's values that are inappropriate, maybe where we have age, you're seeing things like names or height. Check for stuff like that, note them down, write notes on them, and then when we come tomorrow, we can talk about the things you encountered during your search for the data set and the things you feel like, okay, these things are not supposed to be there and these things are supposed to be here. So thank you so much, guys. It was an amazing class and it's an honor
And
to actually speak to you guys
Can you
today.
hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Sani, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you see, cargo data sets are, most of them are clean. They are not that dirty the way we think. I don't think
Exactly.
cargo has
Exactly. That's
dirty
the
data.
point.
Yeah,
So you are
yeah,
They are
just
yeah.
just a
giving them
bit
a
dirty. They are not dirty.
bonus
Mr.
assignment.
Sani, Mr. Sani,
No
get us two
problem.
very dirty data sets and post for them on the WhatsApp group. Let's have a
No
uniform data
problem.
set that's very dirty. Then they work on it.
What I want everybody to do tomorrow, please, just make sure you have your laptop fully charged and you have a data set which you are, or I'll select a data set for everybody which we are going to work on tomorrow. So you should come with your laptop, come prepared, come ready. Everything should be okay and set for our class tomorrow, please. Okay, that will be so. For the data set, I'll try and send the data set to the WhatsApp group.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We do not want to exceed 8:30. Any other conversation will be sent on the WhatsApp platform. Have a blessed night. See you tomorrow. Please read and try to follow up, study some stuffs on your own so that by tomorrow you can make contributions in class. One of the very pivotal way of learning is to contribute while the class is on, ask questions. They could be funny and all of that. I mean, it is what it is. It's 8:31. Please have a good night rest. See you on the WhatsApp group. Please talk on the WhatsApp group. Have a good night rest. Thank you, everyone. Sani, Chiamaka, have a good night rest, and the admin team. Have a blessed night. Thank you.